Hi, I'm Carlene, and this is Carlene Tonight. Hi, I'm Carlene, and this is Carlene Tonight, and I have troublemaker Matt in the studio with me again. Hey, Matt. How many shows? You are. You're such a troublemaker. You know you are. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carlene, how many times did your parents have to come down to the police station and get you out of the police station when you were young? How many times?
Like twice. Yeah. So
I fully expected you to say no, never. None.
Oh, really? You thought I was a good girl? No, you know what? I was a good kid, but I was bad. Like I used to get away with stealing at Zellers, and one time they started cracking down on things, and so I stole a magazine and some candy, and I thought I was walking out of the store clean, and then security came, and then I was like, oh no, and then my stepdad had to come and get me, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm like, please don't tell mom, I'm gonna get in so much trouble, because they had to pay, right? So for the theft, and that was
kind of candy.
I think it was cherry blasters.
Okay, that's good. That's solid. If you're gonna get pinched, you better get pinched for some good candy, man.
I know. I couldn't even take it with me though. Did I take it? I don't even know. They confiscate it off of you as punishment. You don't even get to take it. But yeah, I did that, and I was banned from that mall for a year. Do you know Galleria Mall, like on DuPont?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did that. Yeah, I was 14. It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was like the one time. I've done a few other things where it didn't get me in trouble, but that was the time where I was just like, after that, I'm like, oh, I'm never doing this again. Oh my God. That's so funny that you asked me that.
Well, and it's funny.
What about you?
Oh, yeah. All kinds of public drunkenness, underage drinking, all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Were the police involved?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Multiple times.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. Where the parents were like, oh, again, good. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So you did you get grounded?
You know what? My parents were not the grounding type. They were not that way. I was actually not. Again, I probably was the same as you. I wasn't a bad kid. It's just I was hanging around with the wrong crowd. And after a couple times of incidents with the police, it was like, you know what? I have to stop hanging out with these dudes because I'm sick of this, right? So, but yeah, there was, I was definitely drinking underage, right? It was 15, 16, 17 type thing. But I found that once I got a full-time girlfriend, my interests were elsewhere. It was like, I'm not going to hang out with these idiots when there's the potential for nudity over here. I'm in. Like, count me in, right?
Yeah. Wow. So how old were you when you had your first girlfriend?
16.
Oh, okay. And how long did that last?
3.5 years.
What? Really? Your first high school relationship was 3.5 years?
Yeah, I'm a commitment guy.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, wow, you don't give up.
No.
Well, you try not to, right? You just we're gonna try and make this work. Let's do it.
Yeah. And then eventually it didn't work. Maybe I should have given up earlier, but eventually it didn't work. But it was good. It was a good learning experience, right? Like you have to have a couple real ones before it's like, oh, okay, this one's pretty good. So
right? try again.
That's it. It's all
the dating game, Yeah. But we're not going to talk about dating today. Okay. We're going to talk about, because Christmas is coming up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Happy holidays during lockdown.
Yes. Yeah. We'll be together alone or alone together.
Yeah, yes. But we could do video chats, right? Yes. We could do Merry Christmas over video, right? Yep. But I mean, at least there's Netflix and there's Prime. Was it Prime TV or Prime Movies or whatever? Amazon has that thing there.
We're all Disney Plus here. It's because with the two small kids.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Disney Plus.
I can tell you, we don't we don't even have cable anymore because we just were not using it. And with having two small kids, Disney Plus it's awesome. because it's Disney. It's like literally on demand Disney, as well as you get all the Star Wars stuff. So it's fantastic, right? So, but yeah, without Disney Plus, this lockdown has been brought to you by Disney Plus.
No, this lockdown has been brought to you by Walmart.
It's true.
Walmart is the only thing that's open that sells everything during this pandemic. Like, you know.
And it's actually a crock of poop. The fact that they're allowed to stay open, but these small businesses are not, that's absolutely ridiculous to me.
It is ridiculous. And there's been a lot of red tape about it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the small businesses talking to Doug Ford about it. Because it makes sense. It's like I needed to get winter boots, Matt, and I had to go to Walmart. Yeah. You have to try them on, right? So unless I'm going to the mall in Durham.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. What a month. So
what a month.
No, what a year.
To get boots. What a month.
No, I still got my boots. I just got them at Walmart, you know, because I needed to try them on, Matt. There's certain things like you have to try on to see if they fit properly, you know.
Yep.
I don't want to be ordering stuff online and then it's like it didn't fit. So now I have to go to the post office, return it, and order another. You know what I mean?
I have a question though, regarding regarding brasiers, regarding bras.
Yeah.
If you were to order one of those online, can you try it on? And if it doesn't fit, are you allowed to send it back?
No. It's like the same thing as stores. No, like it's depending on the company. Actually, I think bras. Okay, let me roll back on that. Bras, I think you can exchange. It's undergarments, like underwear. But bras, I think you're right. You can return them. Let me correct myself there, because if it doesn't fit, then you need to exchange it.
Yeah. Because I was just like, that's got to be a whole weird thing where you're like, you've worn it, you know.
No, I understand that. So Walmart, they were being really strict with that. Like you couldn't return the bras. Like during the first lockdown, I bought a bra, and then how did we end up talking about bras? But anyways, yeah. So
I love bras.
So anyways, yeah, so I couldn't return the bra at Walmart. Like if I got the wrong size, too freaking bad.
So did you get the right size?
No.
So then you have the bra.
Yeah, so it was like $10 for the bra.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. It was okay. But yeah, it's one of those things you have to try it on. And now with COVID, they don't help you they don't do the same thing anymore. There's all these like protocols that they have to do, like they make you measure yourself and then you try it on. Yeah, like depending on the store that you go to, like they don't even, it's just like, I mean, they help you try, like fix the bra or whatever, but before they would put the band around you and measure you, but now I guess they don't want to get too close or whatever, so you have to measure yourself. Like I went to this one place, I went to Victoria's Secret, and yeah, I actually measured myself, and then she was like, okay, that's your size, and then she helped me choose some stuff. But yeah, it's just weird now to shop during COVID. Like even trying on shoes. Like I went to Softmock and to try on sandals. I'll never do this again. I was like, they put on plastic on your feet, and that's how you try on the shoes for sanitary.
Because I thought that you were like, I went to Softmock to buy a bra. Like,
no. I'm just telling you about like trying on stuff. No. I went there to try on shoes, but yeah, it's shopping during this pandemic is not fun. I just want to get in and out. Like, yeah.
Agreed.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Carlene, and this is Carlene Tonight. We have Altered by Mom, Outside Lover.
Blow your mind. I got this intuition, you watching from the other side.
Time for talking, baby. Turn up the music loud. I'm seeing something in your eyes that says it's going down.
Outside a lover, inside a liar. So familiar when I'm with you. Outside a lover, inside liar. Hold me closer when I'm with you. Same old story, same old trouble with you. Feeling a connection, love is imperfection with you. Same old story, same old trouble with you. Feeling a connection, love is imperfection with you. Same old story, same old trouble. Feeling a connection, love is imperfection with you. Feeling a connection, love is imperfection. Same old story, same old trouble with you. Feeling a connection, love is imperfection with you.
Hi, I'm Carlene, and you're listening to Carlene Tonight. That was Outside Lover by Altered by Mom. So you ready for Christmas? Are you
I'm ready. Yeah. We're all, like, actually, we did the whole thing was on Amazon because it just, again, with everything being locked down. But yeah, and the kids are funny because they're like, so like Santa can come to the house, right? You're like, right. Yeah. You're like, yeah, absolutely. Listen, they got North Pole PPE. It's a whole thing. They got their own PPE storage. They're like, cool. Cause like, cause they're getting to the age where they're like, we don't have a chimney on the house. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah,
well,
starting to get smart.
yeah. And they're like, well, what, how does this work? I said, well, the furnace has a vent, the vent to the outside. You're like, he can squeeze through a vent? I'm like, yeah, it's a 4-inch, not even like a 3-inch PVC pipe. He can squeeze through that? I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, okay. So he comes through the furnace? And you're like, yeah. What if the furnace is on? Oh, no. Christmas Eve, we actually shut the furnace off at night. He's like, the depth of this lie just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you're like, oh crap, I need to start making notes on the garbage that I've spewed into these kids' heads so that I can repeat it next year, right? It's unbelievable, man.
Oh my gosh. And then next year, well, we don't know if we'll be wearing PPE or if Santa.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, so one of my coworkers, she has 3 boys, and she told her kids that Santa has COVID this year. So they won't be able to go and take a picture with him. That's what she said. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't do the Santa on the lap thing. I think there's just a certain level of creep with just plopping your kids on someone's lap that you don't even know.
Yeah. But some kids want to go see Santa.
Yeah, but he always smells like of whiskey and Rothman cigarettes. And, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably had relations with an elf backstage 15 minutes ago. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't want to, you should not smell like a carny and have my kids sitting on your lap.
How do you even know that Santa smells like that? Like, really, have you done it?
Look at him. Look at those. Look at those mall Santas. Come on. Right? Those guys smoke unfiltered Rothman cigarettes. Like, you're talking, you're just sucking on a tailpipe, man. Just pulling it right in. Carbon monoxide.
Seriously. Well, if you had that many kids coming at you like all day long, like come on.
Like,
You gotta-
I need my 15-minute Jameson break to get lit. To get lit up.
Smoking a joint, right, Santa?
Yeah.
There we go. Oh my God.
Out
The
back.
crazy, just these Santa conversations. Who would have thought? I've never had this kind of conversation about Santa.
It's
Like, oh my goodness.
the truth. Yeah, man.
It is. I get that. I never sat on Santa's lap either. And I'm like your kids too. At 10 years old, I think that's when I realized I'm like, there's no Santa. Because we were living in an apartment and I'm like, well, we don't have a chimney.
Yeah.
How is he coming through the house? Like, is he coming through the
Furnace.
door?
What the hell?
We didn't even, there was, after a while, I'm like putting two and two together. I'm like, Santa?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We don't have a chimney. How is he getting here? We don't even have a fireplace.
And
that's what you see in the movies. Santa's coming down the chimney.
And like just the logistics of all of this, like think about this. If he's got this method of transportation that allows him to travel at that rate of speed, why not share the technology? Why are you just hoarding it for yourself? Why can't everybody have the ability to travel like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, but that's why he's Santa.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is this exists. Like our cell
going
phone
around the world in 24 hours.
Yeah. And stopping at every damn house and apartment building and hut and whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's, our cell phone technology reportedly came from UFO technology. Like we're sharing this. We're sharing the technology. Why is the dude up north not sharing this? Hey, how do you make the sleigh do that? Can we, pop that into vehicles? Can we, I'd like to be able to go around the world in 24 hours.
Yeah. That's why it's not true. It's
selfish.
It's just like the tooth fairy, she's not real.
Or he, it could be a he.
Or he. That's right. But we always thought it was a she, no?
Well,
fairy.
Yeah.
Tooth fairy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true. Now, by the way, again, you don't have kids. When you have kids, tooth fairy rates have gone up. Inflation.
So how much do you have to give the kids now?
It's like $5 a tooth.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Yeah, that sounds better. I mean, like, why you give? What is your son or daughter going to buy with $1? Like, what can they buy?
But just think about this, right? They got what?
Not even at the dollar store. You can't buy any. You need at least $1.25.
I know, but like, what is it? 20 teeth that fall? Is it 22, 20? Anyway, you're looking at over $100 that you're just owning.
Oh my God, that's expensive,
right? Like by the time everything falls out,
Matt. Like the way you're talking, I think I could probably afford maybe one child. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of money you have to dish out, even just for the tooth fairy. And then Christmas presents and tuition, right?
Yeah.
Vacation. Don't they have to go on family vacations too? Right.
Yeah, you have to take them out. They have to go off the leash at some point, right? So,
camp, right?
Okay. Speaking about expenses, I'll tell you a cute little story. So I'm in landscaping, and once in a while, like if I have something to do that is going to take me an hour, at the end of the day, I'll bring my son out. So my son is 7. He loves being out on a job site. He loves shovels. He loves all this stuff. So we're out on a job site, and one of my longtime clients says, "Oh, your son's with you today." I said, "Yeah, I have to plant a couple cedars, finish the job up. No problem." So my son's out there helping. He legitimately is a great little helper, right? So at the end of the job, this client gives my son a $20 tip. Okay, my son's 7. So my son looks at this. He's like, "What the hell is that? This is amazing! Like, fantastic!" So at the tail end of the year, when we go in to do a fall cleanup and everything, I had a little bit more to do. So I brought my son again. Same client gives my son a $50 tip.
Oh wow!
So now my son's got $70. Okay.
Wow.
And so my son has a girlfriend. He's 7 years old, and there's this little girl that they went to kindergarten together. They hold hands, they hug, they go to each other's birthday parties. It's the sweetest, and she is stunning. She's this little Mediterranean beauty. She's gorgeous. Okay. And so my son comes to me like this Christmas and says, "What can I get Elena for $70?" He wants to spend the money that he worked for on this girl. And Carlene, my knees buckled and I fell to the ground, and I'm like, this is my son.
Oh my
This is my son.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean,
He wants to spend all of it, like not even keep some for himself.
He's going to give it to, yeah. I'm like, bro, you can get an engagement ring. Let's get this thing settled right now. Let's lock it up.
At 7. Oh my gosh. You know what that makes me think of? My sister. She had this crush on this guy at daycare, and it was so funny because they were talking about getting married. I'm like, Lena, like you're a little kid. And now, like, I think it was years later I saw him and whatever, but it's so interesting how kids are. They're so innocent, right? And when they have a crush, and that's so cute though, that your son is gonna
the best. Oh, I love my little guy.
Oh my God, that's like a great Christmas story. Oh, and he worked so hard too, eh? Oh
He
my
was
goodness.
like, sweating. He came home he came home and ate like a horse, and then he fell asleep. It was the best. I'm like,
Oh
bro.
my, and he's 7 and already has a girlfriend. I think my first boyfriend was Robert. I remember him, Robert T. Great, like I was 8 or something. But
nice.
wow, that is just too adorable. So what did you suggest that he get her?
Well, I said, hey, what is she into? And I forget what I forget what he said, but he's going to probably just get her like a myriad of stuff. He said, should I be getting her perfume? I'm like, you can get her a hell of a bottle of perfume for $70. I'm like,
oh my gosh, she's 7. She's going to be wearing perfume. Really? Is that what they're doing now?
I don't know.
Like, I can't even keep up. Like, I don't understand. Are these kids? Like, what's going on?
Well, okay, so to put it to you like this, like my son has an iPad.
Yeah.
Like they text. Like there's a whole world happening outside of mom and dad. Like they text, there's messages going back and forth. So they both have Facebook Messenger for kids. So the parents can chime in and see exactly what's being said and talked about. There's this whole dialogue going back and forth about what they're like. My son is 7. But
I don't understand. Like the way these kids are now, like it's unbelievable. Yeah. At 7, we were not doing half the stuff that these kids are doing now. Yeah. It's unbelible. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing how time just changes everything. Like
yeah. Now then again, we also never experienced a pandemic when we were kids, right? So, without all of this advancement, like again, we're doing this over Zoom, right? So
yeah.
So like, without this advancement, this wouldn't be possible. But it's super cute to see he's such a gentleman. That makes me so proud.
Oh, that means that you brought him up well. He's doing well. Not just, hurrah for you. Kudos. Hurrah. Hurrah, Dad. I'll give you an air high five.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll do the whole. Yeah, man, you did it. Like your son's awesome. He's that's so great. That's awesome. Yeah. There we go. Melt your heart there. That's a beautiful little story there. That means that he's thinking with his heart,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Carlene, and this is Larger Than the Ribs by Altered by Mom.
Is it worse to be hurt in the heart or the brain?
Or the mind? I don't mind, but I'll sing just the same.
It's a pain in the head, in the ass, it'll pass.
Is it truth? Is it lies? Do we grow? Will we die?
Do we drown or get shot? Maybe choke on the smoke?
Maybe hang by our necks? What the heck? All the same.
Do we hug? Do we kiss? Do we even exist? Are you pissed? Are you mad? I can't tell what this is. 'Cause my heart is larger than the ribs, larger than the ribs that contain it. My heart is larger than the ribs, larger than the ribs that contain it. looking for a heart that will take it. My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. This is strong against weak, I can't speak, I was wrong.
Oh, not right, but so close. Has a cat and got your nose.
Got your tongue, we had fun, I can't sleep in the dark.
This is sharp, one tree. If you are what you eat.
Then I'm lost in the fog, acting young, feeling old.
Are you cold? Was it real? Was it pain? Only true.
If you give, I would take little space for mistakes. My missteps, I'm aware, but sometimes I can't, cause my heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. My heart is looking for a heart that will take it. My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. Larger than the ribs that contain it. My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. My heart is looking for a heart that will take it. My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. Larger than the ribs.
Hi, I'm Carlene, and you're listening to Carlene Tonight. Tonight we feature Altered by Mom. The song is Larger Than the Ribs. The band's been together since 2016, and you can check them out on Spotify, on Facebook, and Twitter, Altered by Mom.
Let's talk Christmas movies.
Okay.
So I started watching one of your top 5, the Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Right. And it's interesting. I haven't watched the entire thing, but I do have to say that it's just, I guess in relation to Home Alone, it's kind of like the adult version of that, in a sense where he's just like a walking, what do you call it? Klutz? Like everything. Like he
Disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I just love the scene. I have, of course, Home Alone is a classic. Like, watched that so many times. Like Macaulay Culkin at his prime.
His prime of like 8.
8, right? Can you believe that? That kid did more movies when he was a kid than, like so many movies for him. You know what I mean? Like, wow. But that movie, it never gets old. And like, there's certain things that they've brought up. I've read articles about it where he never actually eats in the movie. Like, no. Was it that he never eats? There's certain things that they mention. There's certain scenes, I think at the kitchen table where they're all having pizza or whatever, and I don't think anyone eats in that scene or something. It's just so.
I have to go. That's awesome. I never knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's this one article where it's just interesting things that we don't notice in Home Alone, and then you go back and I mean, even Kevin's mom, like just her now and Schitt's Creek, like I love Maura Rose,
Yeah.
Kevin!
Funny, that's one of those films where you know what's coming. Like, it's okay, so I know what's going to happen, and it's still funny. like over and over funny. It's classic. Like the one that if you haven't seen, sorry, are you into action films?
A little bit. I still have not seen Die Hard.
Oh,
But listen, I have to like rent the movie. It's a 1980s movie. Like it's not like I could find it anywhere. And I'm one of those people I would prefer to download it or rent it. So it's on my list. And then we can always recap on
yeah.
this list of movies.
That's the one. Every year when there is, whether it be Rolling Stone, whether it be Billboard, whomever, there's this constant debate on whether or not Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because it occurs at Christmas. It's about terrorists taking over a building. And like, in my opinion, this is a Christmas film. Okay. But watch it and then come away with it and go, okay, is this actually a Christmas film? That's the action movie that, like, basically from when that came out, almost every other action film was based on that, in some fashion, on that film's premise. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's at his, he's been around for a long time too. Great actor, right? So it's interesting that that's on your top 5. For me, I like A Christmas Story. I like that one. It's you'll shoot your eye out, kid, But yeah, that used to be on. I don't know if you remember that station. It's called TBS, and every Christmas they had a marathon.
Yeah,
every year.
It's funny because TBS had Shawshank Redemption was on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on TBS, right? Like yo, it's Shawshank, cool, and I'm going to pick up right where I left off yesterday. Like it was on every day. Okay. But it was interesting because I had a chance to interviewed Scott Farquharson. Remember the bully in A Christmas Story? Redheaded guy, wore the cap.
Yeah.
So I interviewed him like 2 years ago. And I said, what's it like being the ultimate Christmas bully? He said, man, he goes, people still cross the street to give me grief because of that movie. People still are like, hey, you were messing with Ralphie. You're like, first of all, I'm an actor playing a character. I'm not that person. Secondly, that was like 1984.
My God.
It's 2018. Come on. Right? Like when I was chatting, he said the longevity of that character, like he said, that thing has followed him around since the movie came out. And that film was a flop. Like when that thing came out, it did not do well in the theaters. It did not. Like it only became a cult classic years later. I remember seeing that thing when I was, I don't know, I had to be 10 and I'm like, what is this movie? And then the more that you see it over and over, you're like, okay, wait a second, there's something here. Right. But that's one of those ones where it's funny that in a lot of cases, Christmas movies, like you tend to come away feeling like a little bit grimy, like a little bit, there's something like that film it's kind of grimy. It's kind of like a little bit skeezy. There's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's funny how you get this wonderful, like pure family holiday and then they release Gremlins. What the hell, man? Like, idiots, what are you doing? Right. So
yeah. There's so many. For me, even what's the other movie that It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh man.
Even that movie, I didn't see that. I didn't grow up with that one. And I didn't see that movie until university. And people were like, you never seen It's a Wonderful Life? I'm like, no, that wasn't part of my list of movies that was playing on TV. So I saw it for the first time and then I was like, oh, the whole George Bailey and that story there.
It's dark, eh? It's a dark film.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like some of these Christmas movies are dark, Like even when you look at like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, like it's.
We actually have in our house, we have there's a no Dr. Seuss rule. I just don't like Dr. Seuss. The stuff is always slightly creepy. Like all of it's kind of creepy. Like even the drawings, it's a little bit creepy, a little bit weird. So there's nothing Dr. Seuss happening in the house at all. like nothing.
Really? Why?
Yeah, just I don't know,
You
man.
like his rhymes? Like you don't like the
I
rhymes?
like the rhymes. Okay,
You
so
don't like one fish, two fish, you know?
yeah, it's
Three
okay.
eggs and a ham?
Have you ever read Fox and Socks?
No.
Okay, so Fox and Socks is a Dr. Seuss book, and right at the beginning of the book, they have a disclaimer that says something to the effect of, "Watch it because." With a slight slip of the tongue here, you could get into some not nice words because it's like fox and socks and rocks and locks and box and like you can easily drop the F-bomb because and he does it intentionally. You're like, you're trying to say make me say the F word, aren't you? Right? It's yeah. So right at the beginning, if you ever get your hands on the book, right at the beginning, there's a full-on disclaimer, right?
I definitely have to read that one. You know what? I think there's hidden meanings not only with Dr. Seuss, but even with Disney movies. I remember going over some movies. We were talking about like even things like Sleeping Beauty, how there's some messages there with that too, because you don't understand, like it's a cartoon, but there's, you know, Sleeping Beauty, she's sleeping, right? But then the prince wakes her up and it's crazy. All these things you learn when you're an adult and you're like, but I never saw it that way when I was a kid.
No,
but yeah.
no,
it's
no,
crazy.
absolutely not. Well, and it's funny because you watch, like I'll watch Pixar movies with the kids now and they'll say something and you know there's some sort of innuendo or there's always like a little wink to the parents there where you're like, I know what you're talking about, right? And the kids are like, oh, and you're like, you don't know what like, you know, there's always little innuendo, there's always little bits and pieces here and there, right? Where you're like, okay, I know what you're saying, right?
Yeah. And it's like you said, you have to watch the movie over and over again. But going back to what we're talking about with the Christmas movies, like even now to watch like Home Alone, it still makes you laugh.
Yep.
And like some of the stuff is not realistic. Like falling down a flight of stairs and having something fall at you, like that one scene, I'm like, wouldn't he be dead? Did that really happen?
And in like again in the second film, he's launching bricks off the side of the house and it hits the guys in the head. You're like, you're dead. You're dead after the first brick. That brick will crush your skull. You are you like, or the paint cans in the face, guys. Like you're dead. You're like there's just no way that it. And then too, it's great because you can tell the psyche of the human because you're just laughing your ass off watching a guy just get his face hammered in by a paint can or like falling. The amount of falls flat on your back, like your spine would be broken.
Yeah.
And you're just like, look at that guy's spine broken. It's for my entertainment. This is amazing.
Or like even when he touches the door, the heat, the amount of heat, like shockwaves through his system. Like, oh my gosh, like it's just. I mean, the person, the director of that movie, my goodness, like wow.
Chris Columbus, yeah.
Chris Columbus, wow. What, you know, and then they try and do other Home Alone sequels, but it's just not the same.
No, and you know what? You couldn't make that movie today.
No.
Just because the parents would just like lose their mind, right? You just like it's funny too. Like you see, there's a whole group out there that don't want their parents watching any of the old Looney Tunes cartoons because it's so violent. And I mean, like when we were younger, that was like, look at that, that coyote should be dead 50 times over. Like, you know, 50 times over, this guy should be dead. And nope, he just gets up.
Yeah.
He just gets
so many
up.
unrealistic situations. Like, and you don't think about those things when you're a kid. No. But now when you're older, you're like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, how is that happening? But then again, it's like, this is a movie. This is not real. This is not real. You know what? Speaking of another movie on my list, you know how you were talking about movies that like Die Hard. You're saying whether or not it's a Christmas movie. Well, the thing that is on my list is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep.
That's another movie that could be Halloween or Christmas. Like, because they put both holidays in that movie. So it's like, obviously it feels more Halloween than anything else because of how dark it is.
Yeah.
But I think that movie is both sides to it. It could be both. You know what I mean? You can watch it at either season, I think.
It's funny with Tim Burton because he's got a thing. Like everything's always kind of Halloweeny. Like even the Batman films were that, right? Beetlejuice was obviously that, but even Edward Scissorhands, is that a Christmas movie? It happens at Christmas, basically. Yeah. And it's funny with Tim Burton because I have not heard any sort of a backlash when it comes to him where people are like, yo, why not not make it about Halloween? Like even Alice in Wonderland that he did, it's still, you can tell it's a Tim Burton film. There's still a little bit of Halloweeny spooky things going on there. There's a guy, man, where you need to switch. You need to get a new holiday. What about Hanukkah? Nah, Tim, maybe you should try some Hanukkah, right? Change everything.
But that's his theme. It's like if that's Tim Burton's signature. It's just like do you know David Cronenberg?
Yeah.
His signature too. Like that guy does movies. Thanks to my friend who introduced me to him, but the movies that he does, body horror movies, it's just on a next level.
This is the second time that you've brought up David Cronenberg.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a David Cronenberg fan, aren't you?
I am totally big fan. But I am, you know what? It's interesting. I am a Tim Burton fan as well. So you're bringing out I like Tim Burton. Sweeney Todd was good. And I like Edward Scissorhands too.
Edward Scissorhands makes me so sad.
Yeah, that is a sad movie.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
Just terrible how, because isn't it at the end where he basically just goes back and just lives by himself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They kick him out of the house,
Oh man.
Yeah. Because he can't not hurt anybody, no matter how hard he tries. Right?
That's really sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
You're bringing up the sadness in that movie. But you know what? It doesn't really have a happy ending.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
No. But who's your favorite director?
Director?
Do you have a favorite director?
Oh, man, that's a hard one. Wow. A favorite director. Okay, so that would have to go. It would have to go to films. Okay, this is not off the board at all, but Steven Spielberg is pretty stinking amazing. And again, for all the things that he's done, Jurassic Park had a profound effect on me. Let me see here. Okay, so Martin Scorsese.
You like Martin Scorsese? Because if you were doing Steven Spielberg, there's everything from E.T. to The Color Purple.
I remember going back and looking at Spielberg's output. The amount of films he was involved in from whatever it was, 75 to, I think at the time it was the early 2000s. That guy's filmography, this guy was probably the most bankable director in a 20-year span. It didn't matter what this guy put out. Even his movies that flopped didn't flop. It was insane.
Now I have to go and look at that, but he is brilliant.
He did Schindler's List and Jurassic Park in the same year. In the same year.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Right? Or E.T. and Poltergeist were done in the same year.
See, I didn't watch Poltergeist.
Oh.
But I you know what? I just watched the E.T. again. And I don't know. I guess it depends on when you're watching that movie. I find it really, really slow. When I watched it as a kid, I liked it. But then rewatching it, I remember I was on some cottage trip and I watched it. I'm like, this movie is so slow. But then I watched it again. And I don't know if you've watched behind the scenes stuff with that. Oh my God, you need to watch the kids audition for E.T. Unbelievable. The tears coming down from his eyes. I'm like, no wonder you got the movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Drew Barrymore, wow, right?
Yeah. Because Henry Thomas, the kid that played Elliot, he didn't do anything after E.T. That was it.
Yeah.
It was one and done. right? It
Mhm.
was absolutely, yeah. No, it's Steven Spielberg's got to be up there. James Cameron, I love James Cameron simply because I think that the movie Aliens is maybe the best sci-fi movie ever made. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that's a toughie, man. Like, because I really enjoy film. Like George Lucas is in there, but again, only one Star Wars movie is really super fantastic, and then the rest are kind of like, okay, but yeah, that's hard, man. Have you ever seen anything? Oh, who's the director that did Black Swan?
Oh, I don't know that the name of the director of that movie, but I have seen Black Swan. Yeah, with what's her name?
Portman and
Natalie Portman. There we
Mila
go.
Kunis. Yeah, whoever that guy is, he did a movie, and I believe that we talked about this called Requiem for a Dream.
I think you did bring that up. Yes, you did.
Oh, if you wanna have a movie that makes you need 4 showers after seeing that movie,
Oh my gosh.
that's the one.
Oh, I'm writing this down. Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream.
And I'm gonna ask my film buff friend. Like, we're both film buffs. Like, you're not a film buff unless you go to TIFF. Have you been to TIFF?
I have, yes.
Oh, you have. Oh, you have. So you are a film buff.
Well,
See?
I went and saw a bunch of movies at the Bell Lightbox, which was awesome. Oh man, what was the one? It was a movie about the Polish, a bunch of Polish people in a town hiding from the Nazis and living in the sewers. It was an incredible film. It was all
What year
subtitled.
did that come out?
2013.
Oh, that was like my second year at TIFF because I was at TIFF from 2012 to 2017. So,
Oh, really? So,
yeah, we
like,
went
you were-
6 years in a row. Hmm.
wow. Okay, so what did you see there that eventually came out that you were like, yeah, I've seen this. I'm on the cutting edge. I'm one of the cool kids that knows about Rage Against the Machine before anybody knows about Rage Against the Machine. What did you see?
So many. Oh my gosh. Like Brooklyn. I saw
Okay.
Brooklyn. Like, oh, I saw Brooklyn at TIFF. Then I saw it in theater. Then I saw it at
Really?
Brooklyn. Yeah. And then I saw The Shape of Water with Guillermo del Toro. And that was amazing. Like, I actually was in the line waiting to get tickets for that. And someone handed me their ticket because they couldn't go to the screening. And then I ended up meeting my friend in the line, and we got to sit in the front row. And Guillermo took a photo because he was so excited. He's like, oh my God, I have to take a photo. Because it's, for him, it was like just everything full circle because he filmed a scene in that theater, the Visa screening room, the Elgin Winter Garden. And so that was, that was amazing. I've seen so many movies. Like, I'm trying to think now, Mary Shelby, that was in theater as well. Like, I've seen so many movies, like I'd have to like look back, but over the years, it's been interesting to go to the film festival,
How come you didn't get into film?
Like, what do you mean? Like, get into film? Like what?
Get into directing, get into making films.
Making films. No, that was never really my thing. It's interesting that you say that because I worked at a talent agency for 3 years and I'm like, wow, this is an interesting place to be. And maybe in the future, I'll do something like in terms of like directing, maybe a documentary or something, but never. I always liked film, but not in terms of like, yeah, I'm going to go to school to direct a movie. Maybe I'm more of a writer in a sense where I'd like writing certain things, but yeah, never did I think about that. I mean, yeah, I'm always enjoyed movies, of course, but yeah, I never really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very rare that you have a conversation with somebody about who their favorite director is. Most people are like, I don't know, I just see the movies.
I know. No, it's true, Matt. It's true. Like even talking to you about movies, it's fun because there's not that many people that have that same passion. Like, people watch movies for pleasure. You know what I mean? They don't even know who the actors are in the movie.
Yeah, whatever.
Who cares? Or the director. But like when you talk to other film people that love movies, and then you're just like, and then for me, even working in a talent agency and having like, Pokeroo walk through the door.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. And then who else did I meet? That was really, really cool.
I love that it's Pokeroo.
No, Jim Cotterington. I couldn't believe it. I was like, as a kid, I was like, oh my God, there's Pokeroo. Like he works at this talent agency.
Oh, hold on a
know?
second. Wait a minute. But somebody actually played Pokeroo?
Yeah. You don't know who plays Pokeroo?
No, because I thought it was the other, like the actor that goes away on Polka Dot Door,
Yeah.
the Pokeroo suit.
Yeah, there's someone behind the Pokeroo suit, right?
What I'm saying is,
But
like,
you don't know who he is. Like, I mean,
but what I'm saying is, like, you've seen Polka Dot Door before.
yeah.
Okay, so I was always, so let's say the actor that goes away,
Yeah.
you know how it's always like, oh, you just missed Pokeroo, right? So the person that was gone, I always assumed that person just went and jumped in the Pokeroo suit. No?
Yeah, I don't know what you're getting at. What?
So what I'm saying is, you're asserting that somebody actually, like, there was an actor. Okay, me and you are the hosts of Polka Dot Door. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It's the Carlene and Matt show, and Matt's like, oh, I'm having a serious case of irritable bowel syndrome. It might have been that Taco Bell. I have to go to the washroom, so I scurry off. Matt gets in the Pokeroo suit and comes out. Right? That's what I thought it was. I come out, oh, Pokeroo, right? And then Pokeroo leaves, and then Matt gets out of the suit, comes back on, and Carlene's like, you literally just missed Pokeroo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So but what you're saying is that there was some actual dude that his job was to play Pokeroo? I thought it was just like Matt leaving, he plays Pokeroo, or the next person that hosts Polka Dot Door that leaves, he...
No, he's Pokeroo. Look it up after
That's crazy.
Jim Cotterington played Pokeroo.
So what did the actor do? But what did the actor do that had irritable bowel syndrome? They just took a break?
I have no idea. Now you're getting into the nitty gritty of Pokeroo. Like you're getting too deep here. Like, oh my God. And now I have to go and look this up now. Like I've shocked people because some people didn't even know who Pokeroo was. Like I talked to Pokeroo, like the guy who played, I talked to his agent and she had no idea that he played Pokeroo. Like it was just funny. But yeah, that's, I'm just, what? Oh my God, this has been amazing.
Hold on a second. So hold on, but the actor didn't go back and put the suit on?
I don't remember. I was so young. I don't remember. I was like,
how could have Jim Cotterington played Pokeroo if the actor that leaves on Polka Dot Door, again, this is not great radio because what happens is your audience that has never seen Polka Dot Door, like, what are these two idiots talking about?
No, because there's Pokeroo and then there's Polka Dot Shorts. Okay, are you talking about that? I don't know.
No, Polka Dot Shorts doesn't exist. It's Ghostbusters 2. Nobody cares about that.
Okay, but now you're asking technical questions to someone who was like 10 years old when Pokeroo. I don't know. All I remember was who was Pokeroo. I don't know why I remember this thing.
I love how exacerbated you are. You're like, I don't know. I don't know about that. Stop asking me. I don't know.
Stop being detective, okay? Like this is not Sherlock Holmes.
I want to know what the other actor was doing.
We don't know. It's
like eating a burrito? Were they snorting a line of coke off of the table?
I don't know. I got to message Jim and ask him myself.
Can you message legitimately, Carlene? Can you message Jim and be like, break this down for us for a second? Inquiring minds.
I don't even know if he's going to respond to my Facebook message, but I will try. Oh my God.
So sorry. You brought it up.
I did, but because we're talking about me and film and my fascination with movies. I've been like this since I was a kid, like the arts, obviously.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. But the same with you, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But it's always fun to talk to you about movies. So next time we will talk about Die Hard and
we'll talk about Die Hard, but legitimately next time I need a response from Jim Cotterington. I need to know.
Oh my God. Okay.
Carlene, I'm gonna hammer you about
I know you will. I believe it. I actually Jim. This is not the Christmas show. This is the Pokeroo show all of a sudden.
Get Pokeroo on. I got a series of questions.
Oh my gosh.
You got to use the bathroom.
That would be amazing.
Are
You
you
know
naked in
who
the
you know
suit?
who I could get on the show? I think he might do it. Do you remember Joey Jeremiah from Degrassi?
Yes.
I know him.
Yeah. And his birthday present from Caitlin was a condom.
I
It
don't
was?
even remember that.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But you know what? I could possibly get him on the show. We could ask him 21.
For his birthday,
That would be fair.
she gave him a condom and was like, "We're gonna go at it." And it was like, "Oh my, this is a revelation that you can give
Out
that
of all
birthday
the
gift."
shows that you remember, that's the one that you remembered.
I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you a story about this. Is you know who Lawrence Gowan is? Gowan, the like 80s like pop metal or pop rock guy out of Toronto.
No, I don't think so.
So he had that episode of Degrassi. His song "Moonlight Desires" was the background music for when Joey and Caitlin are gonna get it on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an opportunity to chat with Gowan, and I was like, "Hey man, like, how did that work that you got the song on Degrassi?" He's like, "That's the episode that Caitlin gave Joey the condom for his birthday." And I'm like, "I know." And everybody knows that Caitlin gave Joey the condom, but we got to get the guy on.
Okay, we'll get him on. I'll have to talk to
And
him about
Pokeroo.
that.
And
And
Pokeroo.
I don't know about Pokeroo, but
Focus.
I'll try.
Focus. Get focus.
I get for 2021, Pokeroo and Joey Jeremiah.
On the same show.
No, how is that even? I don't even know if I can make that happen.
Joey Jeremiah is going to be like,
Oh.
"Wait a second, you played, did the other actor left? What was he doing?"
I'm Carlene, and this is Carlene Tonight. I have Matt McFarlane, who's just asking the craziest questions tonight.
Yeah, it's the truth. I didn't bring up Pokeroo thing.
I know, but you're asking questions that really? Like, really? Like in my head, I'm like, whoa.
You keep asking me to come on, but this is what you get. You get
You know what?
topics.
It's good conversation. It really is. It's been fun. I hope you have a great holiday.
And same to you. Please be safe, okay?
You too. I will. I totally stay inside as I'm doing now. Stay safe.
Yes, always. It comes through the furnace vent.
Definitely. You're so funny.
Thanks for listening to Carlene Tonight.
My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it. My heart is larger than the ribs that contain it.